All right. This is going to be a real quick one. I more or less just wanted to talk about uh, everything going on. I mean, we all know what's going on with Wall Street. We all know the quote is from Reddit, but I'm here to give just a bleak opinion on the future. I'm here to bring everyone down and give my opinion uh for how things are going to go. Uh when this is all over, everything is just going to go back to normal. We're not just going to have the status quo that we were used to before. We're going to have it and it's going to be worse. We're going to have the new normal. The new normal is ultimately just going to be that goal of you'll own nothing and be happy. You'll never you'll never do anything. You'll never have to worry about anything, and you'll manage to be happy without owning anything, without having, all the freedom that you have right now. It's like that's what the World Economic Forum wants. You'll own nothing and be happy. I predict this is just my most pessimistic prediction, by the way. I predict that after all this is over, there may be a return to these retail investment platforms saying, "Hey, uh you can't you can't uh you have to have $500 at least before you can even start investing." That's what they're going to say. It's going to go back to that kind of normal. You'll have to have $500 at least to start investing, to start trying to save money and getting money into the stock market. Then if you don't have the $500, you got to save it up, and not everyone can save up the $500. I know, lots of people. It's like trying to get $500 together just to invest is just probably for a lot of people, especially people just turning 18, especially people that just can't afford the cost of getting into the stock market like that. That is the hardest part, is getting that $500 together. And I think that worst comes to worst, what you're going to see is E-Trade and all these other firms, they're going to say, yeah, you have to pay $500 again, minimum, and maybe it'll be $1,000 minimum. Maybe it'll be more than that. That's that's really what I'm expecting, to be honest. I'm expecting a lot of people to just be like, yep, you owe us this much money first and foremost. If you don't have it, you have to scrounge it up. So there's no more free investing. You can't invest and ignore the cost of investing. You have to fork over the money first. Then I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of these platforms also just go the way of other platforms that I've used, where you'll have a fee that you pay every day, and it's a little tiny fee. You'll be forced to use just a small amount of leverage. You have to use the small amount of leverage. There's no option for zero leverage, just a small amount. And they can say, well, because you used leverage, we're going to charge you just a teeny tiny amount every day. Every single day. And that $500 minimum, you don't have to keep the minimum. It's just what's required to open the account. But it does slowly dwindle because of this tiny fee. And you're not going to make enough in the market to get past it. So, you'll you'll try, but the cards will be stacked against you until you can get enough money into the market to cover the fee. So, I'm expecting more fees. I'm expecting more minimums. I'm expecting more of like what we saw with Robinhood today, where you can only buy so much of a share of the stock. You can only buy so many shares because if you own all the shares and you aren't holding on, how dare you? You're going to like I don't know. It's been a long day, but I'm just predicting that everything's going to go down the toilet with retail investing, and I think that we just got to hold out for whichever companies are on the side of the average everyday person that just wants to invest their money somewhere safe, that wants to take a risk and potentially like gain long term by investing. And so far, from what I'm seeing, it's looking like Fidelity is one of those. Uh, I would say Webull, but they still have like the third party clearing, so those that clearing company being third party is what caused them to not be able to share GME and AMC yesterday. So I'm thinking Fidelity for sure, and any others, you just have to do your own research. As far as I'm concerned, like I was 100% for Robinhood. I thought it was like really good, the services they had, the amount of viability they had for just an average everyday person, because you didn't have that minimum amount that you had to put in. You didn't have that constant fee every time you bought or sold. And now, this alone, them blocking sells and blocking buys, just shutting down the market, that is enough for me to say, no, I'm not dealing with Robinhood's BS. I'm going to find something else. So what I would recommend is just get off Robinhood now. Make them public enemy number one for becoming the sheriff of Nottingham. And you know what? If you can join on that class action lawsuit, join in on it. Have fun, As far as I'm concerned, the best thing you can do is just research your investments and just try and find a platform that is actually for the average everyday person and is willing to just let you invest, because that's really what we need right now is just a place that is as close to a free market as we can get it. I mean, yeah, you can say free market doesn't exist, but I think all this proves is that it does exist, but when people find the open free market, those who stand to lose a lot more than you will ever know the luxury of having. We'll change the rules to close the free market from you. So I don't know. I'm just very pessimistic about how everything's going to play out. Again, my prediction: higher standard minimum amounts in to open accounts, potentially fees for just being an everyday trader, just being an average person that does trading. And then I would also say probably more limits on what you can buy. They might say limit what you can sell. They might, I mean, I don't know what was going on with people's shares being sold for their own good. Um, the only defense I would have of that is if they were like trading on margin, because if you're trading on margin, that's actually kind of different because yeah, you're trading with credit, and if you've got this like really bad leverage position, I mean, yeah, if you're trading on margin, maybe they have a right to say, "Hey, bud, we don't want you to put all your eggs in one basket here, especially not with our margin. We don't think that's the best." Okay, I could see that, but if it's just the average person like putting their own money in, I think selling their shares of any stock without their permission is rude and wrong and probably illegal. So as far as I'm concerned, just hold what you got, make your profit, and uh, research everything you invest in. Uh, that's really all I can say. I mean, the best advice is the advice that always works out in the long run. I can't really say anything about like meme stocks. I mean, sometimes they'll pan out, sometimes they won't. Right now, just don't try to like put all your eggs in like GME still, and don't try to get in on the other memes unless you're absolutely certain you're willing to lose everything you put into it. Because I'll tell you what, the market's been red today. It's been pretty bad, but I'm in a good position in my opinion. I still have good shares. I still have a good portfolio, and I'm happy with what I have.